I was actually thinking about you this morning.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, is that why my ears were ringing?
I don't know, but this is going to sound weird. I was thinking about you as I was getting dressed.
Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.
No, because remember we were here the one time, and I was like, you pretty much always wear the same stuff, right? Like button-up shirt, pant, like slacks. Yep. Pretty easy. It's almost like you have a uniform, right? Like, because you're an attorney. Yeah, and people just expect that, right? And then meanwhile, I'm going, like, I can dress however I want, and I should probably dress according to whoever I'm going to.
Sweater, it's nice.
Thank you. But like, I should dress to match whoever I'm meeting with that day, right? Like,
I agree with that.
If I'm meeting with, the marketing director of a $50 million company, I dress differently than if I'm meeting with the auto mechanic or the landscaper up the street, right? But I remember like when I was doing more of the high-end marketing, it was kind of the same thing. Like I had a uniform. I never had to think about what to wear because it was always like slacks, shirt, blazer. Like it was easy.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to put way more thought into how I dress.
You do.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm getting to the point where
you just don't like it.
I don't like it. And I feel like I have to have way too many clothes because of it. Like I feel like
it's true. Your outfit, your wardrobe will expand.
Yeah, like I feel like I have twice the amount of clothes now than I did when I had a uniform, so to speak.
Yeah, I have like 7 shirts and 7 pants. That's all you need.
Yeah,
just casually switch them out one for the other. Most of them are white shirts.
Yeah, it's enough clothing for the month.
It is. That's all you need.
But anyway, so I stopped at BJ's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love BJ's.
I love BJ's too.
I've heard Costco is better, but I love BJ's.
Yeah, I don't. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Actually,
I think that's right.
It depends on what you like, is what it boils down to. Like I know people that have memberships at both, and they buy certain things at one and certain things at the other. But so I saw this bottle of spice, right? And I'm not going to name the brand. And you know how those big tubs of spices, right?
Yeah,
they're normally filled all the way up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I happened to see it today, and I'm hoping this was a mechanical error, right? But I walk up to the spices, and I'm like, there's this much missing from a few of them. And then there were a couple of them that were only like half full.
Wow.
And I was like, I hope this is a machine error.
That's what it sounds like.
I hope it's not like shrinkonomics, right? Like that.
It could be.
But that begs in the question, like, if there were this many of them that were this poorly filled,
right?
Where was quality control?
QA? Yeah.
Right? Where's the guy that's supposed to be, or the machine at the end of the road that's making sure that there's not a gap, right?
And it could be It could be shrinkonomics.
It could be, right?
Could be.
But let's assume it's not. Let's say it's a machine error and it wasn't caught, right? It made me think of a couple of things. So quality assurance, right? Quality control, whatever you want to call it. I don't think a lot of businesses, when they're smaller or starting out, look into that part enough. They just assume that everything that they're putting out is good enough.
Right. Yeah.
And it's depending on what type of business you're in, that quality assurance or that quality control can be the product itself. It can be the service you did. Like, how many plumbers do you know come to your house, fix something, and then call you a week later to make sure everything is okay?
I know one.
Right. But if you think about the number of plumbers you know, how many actually do follow up, right? Same thing with HVAC companies. Like a lot of these service industries don't follow up, right? And same thing, like, when's the last time your mortgage company followed up with you other than sending you a statement?
Mortgage company? Yeah. I haven't heard from them since I signed the documents.
Right.
13 years ago.
So this is where I was struggling with this, is I had to look at, so where is the quality control for different businesses? So I had to think about my industry, for example, right? So our quality control is, you would say that it's the results we deliver, right? Like whether we increase someone's business or exposure or whatever it is. I look at it from the other perspective, is where do we lose most clients? Because that's where your quality assurance should be.
Okay.
And when I went back and looked at it, we've only lost, I don't know, a handful of clients over the years, right? Clients like when I say lose them, meaning we got fired.
Yeah, sure. Right.
We've
You're
had,
not coming back. And
correct. We've had companies that outgrew us and needed like agencies, which I don't consider like firing us.
That's different.
It's yeah.
You did your job.
We did our job. We did it so well that they actually outgrew us, right? Like, which should be the whole point.
Kind of what you want.
Yeah, same thing. If they hire an internal marketing person, we don't see it as being fired. We got them far along that they needed to hire someone permanently. But I was looking at it in my business, and I realized that every single client we lost was because of lack of communication.
Oh, absolutely. Same here. Every client I've ever lost is because something happened. They fell through the cracks. Didn't call them for 2 or 3 weeks when I'm supposed to, and yeah, that's 100%.
So very much like this spice could have a few bottles slip by. Like because once again, I'm assuming it's quality control.
Right.
So now I'm thinking like, now we have moved forward in a lot of ways with making sure that we don't lose contact with clients, right? Like we set up CRM systems that automate some of the contact, that send them monthly emails, like, and I'm not talking about like newsletters, but like actually send them an email that looks like it came from someone asking, if there's anything new happening with their business, if there's anything we need to be aware of. But just by automating a lot of that, I think the quality of what we deliver and our quality control was solved by a system very much like a robot is supposed to catch those spice bottles, right? And I think it's overlooked, once again, in a lot of businesses is like, how can I automate, like find my weak point, find what really needs quality control in my business and figure out how to solve that in the optimal way, right? Like,
and when it comes to the communication part, I can't stress this enough. Make it about actual communication. Don't make it a sales pitch. It's not a time for you to pitch your services again. Nope. It is a reach out to the client or customer. Hey, how are you doing? And leave it at that. How are you? Everything okay? Great. Call me if you need anything. Right. Leave it at that. Because so many people want to go out and say, oh, you're doing good. Well, let me offer you this additional service. And you know what? It just turns people off. Yeah.
And I was thinking like, so like how would this apply? Like if you're a landscaper, right? If you're by yourself, you're starting out, you may not have a crew. How do you put quality assurance on yourself? Right? Because it sounds easy, like, oh, I did the work, so I know I did it well. Well, how many times have we missed something? Right? Like you forgot to weed whack one of the corners.
Or
right?
let's say you did forget something. Let's say you're planting plants, and that you sometimes can't help if the plants die. It's not your, not your fault the plant might have been bad. Call the people. How's everything going with those plants we put in there? Oh, 2 of them died. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll be right out to fix that.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's follow-up as well and quality assurance. It's just, once again, I think it's an overlooked part in many businesses, right?
Well, the reason I say it's follow-up, but it's quality assurance for landscapers, because a lot of times you don't know until a couple of days after you did something. Like even with mowing the lawn, right? You may have cut it too low. You're not going to notice that right away.
Yeah. Like I'll give you an example. So I had a drainage trench or whatever they call it put in my yard a few years ago, right? And they put the grass seeds down. I was supposed to water it and all that stuff, which I did, right? And then it didn't rain for like a long period of time. And then I remember we got a day of rain and I got up in the morning, went down, made my coffee, right? And I'm pouring my cup of coffee and I see a guy walking across my yard. And I'm like, who's that guy? And then I'm like, oh. So I went and opened the door and it was the guy that had dug the trench.
Right.
He was just showing up.
Double checking.
It was the first day of rain.
See that?
And I was like, that's impressive, right? Like most guys could have just called and said, hey, is it working? But no, he actually bothered showing up.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're going to use him again now.
Oh, needless to say, I've hired him for other things.
He's great. That's great. That's quality assurance. That's customer service. That's making sure that the customer is taken care of.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you're right. So back to the spices. If they were all the same level, even at being low, they were all the same level, I would say there's a stronger argument toward, shrinkonomics, right? But the fact that they were varying tells me it's probably a machine issue.
They were all the same except like 2 that were halfway full, and then all of them, which is why I thought like it's got to be a machine issue.
It sounds like a machine issue to me.
Which is a quality control failure that these even made it to the store.
Yeah. Someone should have saw that.
I mean, anybody that walks by that now and sees that brand of spice, right, is now going to look at it and go, damn, they're really trying to cheat me because they haven't lowered the price, right? So now it's damaged your brand as well. And it's a well-known brand, like well-known brand.
And for someone out there who might not know what shrinkonomics is or shrinkflation, right? It's 20 years ago, if you bought a bag of potato chips and it was 32-ounce bag of potato chips.
Yep.
The chips, if this is the best size of the bag, it's filled up to about here.
Right.
Then it started getting filled up to about here. Yep. And then about here. And now you have more air than potato chips in the bag. That's shrinkflation or shrinkonomics.
Yes. If you want to see a perfect example of this,
for the same price, by the way, or more.
Correct. Yeah. So laundry detergent is infamous for doing this because you can't see what's in the container. And if you don't read the label, you don't know how many fluid ounces are in there. And most detergents, I believe, in the last 3 years, they actually have fewer ounces in the bottles. Like there was this whole thing that went on where people were taking and using one to fill up, right? And then putting the half empty one back on this. Well, that's because there was room.
Yeah,
right?
Plenty of it.
Yeah.
Big container for a little bit of stuff.
Correct.
Because it makes it look like you're buying a lot, but you're not.
But here's the part that really gets to me with that is on the front, it still says the same number of washes, good for up to.
Right.
And I'm like, it's that fine wording, good up for to. Up to 50 loads, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, if I use 20% less per load, then I can still get the...
Right, exactly.
So anyway, it was something that caught my eye today.
No, it's a very good point because people need to understand that, when running a business, QA, QC, it's a very important part of it. And I'll bet you're right. If most people look at their business and say, where have I lost clients or customers over the last few years? You'll probably pick out 2 or 3 or maybe 1 or 2 specific things that are reoccurring, which are the reasons why you're losing that business.
Yep.
And sometimes it's so easy to fix.
Yes.
Like in your instance, it's like you said, a CRM or something like that.
Yes.
It's so easy to fix.
It was super easy to fix.
A $20 a month CRM.
Yep. Yeah.
Solves all those problems.
Yeah. It's very fascinating. And, I think it applies to almost every business. Find your weak point, apply quality control standards to that, and you're going to see much better feedback from clients, and you're going to lose less clients.
If you like what you saw in the clips, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let us know what you think by leaving some information in the comments.